In tonight's episode, we'll be visiting a spooky cave full of weird and wonderful goings-on. But before we discover the mysteries of the cave and its residents, we're going to take a few deep breaths and get ourselves settled into our beds. So, take a minute to breathe in a deep breath and feel the weight of your body sink into your bed. It's time to dream the day's activities away. Exhale and feel your bed supporting your body. Take another breath and exhale again as you sink deeper into your bed. Let your body go, surrendering to sleep, knowing there is nothing left for you to do today. All tasks are completed, and the spooky slumbers cave is ready for you. You are now wrapped in a blanket of night that keeps you from any harm or disturbances. As you get taken by sleep, you are, at the same time, slipping into the cave. You can feel your body going to sleep, starting with your toes. Now you are comfortable in your bed, you can wiggle your toes and feel them gently slip into sleep. Now your legs are overwhelmingly tired and succumb to sleep. Your stomach relaxes and goes to sleep. Now your back and shoulders relax and are taken by sleep. Your chest and throat relax and slowly fall asleep. Your face relaxes and goes to sleep. Your mind eases, and thoughts may come and go, but you don't hold on to them. You let them slip through your mind without placing any importance on them. No need to chase them, just let them go. You found yourself at the entrance to a large cave. The light from the waning moon revealing a path that is carpeted with a thick layer of loam and emerald green moss. The moss is soft underfoot and pleasant to walk upon. In the entrance to the cave sits a small motionless figure, and as your eyes become accustomed to the light, you realize that it is a small but cheerful-looking goblin. They seem to be waiting for something. Perhaps They are waiting for you. The goblin notices that you have spotted them, and with a lopsided grin and a single crooked finger, they beckon you deeper into the cozy depths of the cave. Although you have no torch, and the moon's light doesn't reach into the cave, you find that the air is suffused with a soft light from a myriad of luminescent toadstools protruding from every nook and cranny of the cave walls. The toadstools you can see are seemingly growing in every colour, shape, and size conceivable. Tall, stemmed, fawn-coloured toadstools loom over short, but very dapper velvety lilac-capped mushrooms. Silken fronds and frills of sunset oranges and yellows hang below soft, leathery bracket fungus that looks like it would make a comfortable seat for a small family of woodland nymphs. The goblin waits patiently as you marvel at the astonishing array of fascinating fungi. The goblin nods to themselves, and they begin to gather some of the fungus. A cap here, a stem or two there, tapping lightly on some of the larger toadstools, and gathering spores in a small nut-brown wooden bowl that appears out of a sleeve as if by magic, and disappears just as quickly. After a short while, the goblin finishes their foraging and motion for you to follow them yet deeper into the cave. The goblin occasionally nudges some of the lilac mushrooms, which let out a small cloud of soft bioluminescent light, ensuring that it never gets too dark. The path curves round to the right and opens out into a larger chamber, softly lit by the unusual lilac mushrooms. The chamber is filled with larger toadstools, some large enough that small windows and doors have been set into their stems and caps. You look on in wonder. The goblin draws your attention once more and sketches a short, yet rather grand bow with a flourish. Eyes twinkling in their mischievous face. You sense that you are extremely lucky to have been brought here, and that not many other people have seen this magical place. The soft sounds of shuffling feet heralds the appearance of more goblins from doors and between large stems. Some wave, some bow, and one particularly odd-looking goblin pirouettes. But all are smiling, and all seem pleased by your visit. You wave and do your best at replicating the bow and flourish you witnessed earlier. The cave feels very safe, very comfortable, and you are very welcome here. Some of the smaller goblins step forward, each clutching a selection of mushrooms and toadstools. They begin tapping on the caps of the fungi, releasing small but brightly coloured clouds of bioluminescence. More of the goblins step forward, gently releasing cloud after cloud of brightly coloured spores into the air. As you watch, the goblins occasionally blow 2 or more clouds into each other, creating more colours and textures of light. The effect is not too dissimilar to a firework display. Small intakes of breath from around the cavern let you know that this particular light show is a very, very good one. The clouds splash colour high into the air, and you crane your neck a little to make sure you take it all in. There can't be many people lucky enough to have seen what you're seeing right now. You don't know for how long you watched the show for, but everyone in the cavern is completely enraptured until all of the clouds of light combine, lighting the cave in its entirety. You get a brief glimpse of the size of the goblin town, and a soft applause echoes lightly around you. You too join in, genuinely grateful for the welcome you've been given. A gentle tug on your arm lets you know that your friend the goblin has yet more to show you. You follow your new friend along the polished cobbled street to a well-maintained toadstool house. The door is painted a beautiful shade of green, with a small carved handle in the shape of a ladybird. The goblin opens the door, and the gloriously heady scent of home cooking hangs tantalizingly in the air. You have to duck a little in order to get through the door, but you manage just fine. Small bundles of herbs hang from the rafters, and a large pot bubbles cheerily atop a neat black stove. The goblin points you toward a large bracket fungus growing out of the wall, and you gratefully take the opportunity to sit, stretching your legs out and silently marveling at how soft and comfortable your seat is. Almost like it was made for you. The goblin begins to stir the pot, adding a few of the ingredients they foraged earlier on, and the delicious smell intensifies. Coloured steam and vapour collecting in a small rainbow-coloured cloud above the pot. The goblin takes a mighty sniff of the cloud, and with a self-satisfied nod and smile they seem to be saying that it is time to eat. Another polished wooden bowl appears from their sleeve, and within seconds a hearty portion of delightful smelling food is piled in. And within minutes you have finished every delicious morsel. The warmth and contentedness radiates throughout your whole body. When did you become so snoozy? You look across at the goblin, who is similarly relaxed on their own mushroom seat, a contented smile on their face, and a similarly empty bowl in their hands. They nod at you, and mime falling asleep, patting their belly happily. You know, in your bones, that not only is it safe and comfortable to slumber here, it is expected. It seems like the hallmark of a good goblin meal is how quickly and comfortably one falls into a deep, deep sleep. And even now, that sleep is calling you. The soft, repetitive susurrus of the goblin's quiet breathing, along with the occasional bubbling of the pot, caresses you into closing your already heavy eyelids. You begin to drift off to sleep, safe in the knowledge that when you awake, you'll feel rested, content, and more than a little happy. You braved the spooky depths of the goblin's cave. You visited their town, their home. You partook of their food, and then took part in their most sacred ritual, the post-meal snooze. Sleep tight, spooky slumberer, and don't let the bed bugs bite.